Welcome everybody to another episode of the Four Corners Podcast. My name is Zach.
Colin.
Steven.
Scott.
Alright, so we're going to do RAW.
I really did. I almost screwed it up again.
There will be a blooper later.
Yes.
Be sure to watch that. So we're going to do, I guess, State of Raw, State of WWE. Yeah. So,
after the Superstar Shakeup, yes.
Yes. So, first off, I really think that there's a couple of matches on the WrestleMania card that now have an even bigger disappointment. The U.S. title one is one of them, because why would you give it to Jinder, assuming he's going to take it to Saudi Arabia, and then have him lose to Jeff Hardy? So in other words, that match really meant nothing. It was kind of disappointing there.
Well, if the plan wasn't to move Orton, you needed to get the belt. You needed a transition champion, and that's what they had with Mahal.
It's just a waste.
If you're not going to take him to Saudi Arabia as the champion, and they want to hand out Grand Slam titles like they're candies, so Jeff has a turn.
Yeah.
So Jeff got it, and the belt still ends up back on SmackDown.
Yeah. Still I thought that it made it worse. Like, that really underlined how bad the match was. Throw in the fact that we got one match with Naomi and what's-her-face, Natty, and that was a waste of time as well.
Right.
Looks like that's Ronda's next feud.
Is Natty.
Natty and Shayna, or not Shayna, Sarah DeVille.
Well, they got drafted.
Sonya Deville.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're no longer. Actually,
They're with Paige on SmackDown.
Before we get into this,
One thing before we get moving too fast, I want to at the end. I wanted you to tell me who won the overall shakeup.
Ooh, SmackDown.
At the
Alright.
end, jackass.
Man.
are you deaf? How?
I'll bet. I've been dealing with people all day, trust me.
Alright. You were going to say something.
Well, what I was going to say is, before we get into this, I wanted to recap who went where in the shakeup. So, for Raw, Jinder Mahal, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Zack Ryder, Fandango, Tyler Breeze, Natalya, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre was a call-up from NXT, Baron Corbin, The Ascension, which is composed of Connor and Victor, then Bobby Roode, Mojo Rawley, Mike Kanellis, Chad Gable. SmackDown gets newly crowned United States Champion Jeff Hardy, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Samoa Joe, Big Cass, Asuka, but I think Asuka was already there, so they just kind of made it official. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Cesaro, Sheamus, The Truth, The Miz, and for the NXT arrivals, Andrade Cien Almas, Zelina Vega, Sanity's Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. They did not call up Nikki Cross.
I know they didn't, and I'll get to that. Because I'm very angry about it.
But Zach, you've got a notebook full of
good lord,
goodies
he's got
there.
arrows and shit.
Zach, pick some. What do you got?
I've got questions more than anything. It looks like most of it you have questions.
Jesus!
3 pages?
I told you.
He wrote down
Put
the
some
entire
work
roster.
You're
into
an
this.
hour podcast.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna go through all of it. I'm just looking at the notes
I'm
that I
actually
wrote.
proud of him, though.
Here's the thing. A, he put in a lot of detail. B, this was his idea, so he should be the one to put in all the detail in it, and we can just sit there and answer questions. So, alright, we're prepared to be dazzled. So, dazzle us.
Okay, so I'm just kind of looking right now at the picture in my
Hold
head.
on, you even have brand-specific pins.
Yes,
I
he
do.
does.
I really do.
You get 10 points from me. Very, very nice. I'm proud of you.
So let's start on SmackDown with the women. Let's start with Carmella.
So the better show.
I would.
Sorry, dude. I'm just.
How long do you think she retains? Because I don't think it's going to be very long. It'll be probably till pay-per-view and Charlotte takes it back. I could be wrong. I think she's a lot like Alexa. she's good on the mic, but she has no wrestling skills.
Here's your problem with that. If she's just like Alexa, she's gonna hold on to it until probably SummerSlam then.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna hit and run and then get DQ'd a lot and get out of matches.
She's
So
going to be the
doesn't win.
chicken shit champion. I could see her holding it till probably SummerSlam.
I can see it too.
Thanks for piggybacking off my idea. You're welcome.
We have to use
Piggybacks
a
are fun.
Yeah.
Just don't play leapfrog.
What has this devolved into?
Oh,
Alright, back to your questions
so
now.
Do we go piggyback or leapfrog?
We're not leapfrogging.
No,
Okay,
no
no
leapfrogging.
Alright.
Apparently piggybacking is acceptable.
Right.
Good lord.
I mean,
I'm proud of you.
know, dude. That's awesome.
I'm incredibly
I
proud
guess
of you. More work than I've ever put in.
shocking.
I don't have to put in any work. It's all up here.
Nothing. Got it. Sorry.
Do you want to fight?
No, not really.
Focus.
Not today.
Focus.
No, I mean, Carmella is going to be the chicken shit champion, which is okay because that's pretty much what she's been. The only reason why she won Money in the Bank is no longer there in WWE anymore, unfortunately.
You mean Steven's brother?
Wow.
Talk shit about my intelligence
Exactly.
again, bitch.
You got no.
To that point, though, while Ellsworth is gone, there is somebody that is on the roster that could fill the role, but could play the muscle. Her ex, Big Cass.
Yeah.
WWE's not opposed to
Relationshipy.
playing off of that type of stuff. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she acquires someone to take on the muscle role, kind of like.
Maybe Big E. Good lord, what?
The fuck is wrong?
I just had an idea. That's all.
Did it hurt? Because that sounded like it hurt.
A little bit.
What was your idea?
What would be the reason why Absolution got drafted?
To be
Because-
Paige's lackeys.
Exactly.
But why wouldn't they just put her with Carmella? Be the
Because
same
they're
thing.
Paige's
I have a better idea. You know who also came up on SmackDown, right? Peyton Royce.
Iconics.
And be like, hey.
I could see that happening.
They've already kind of hinted at it.
Well, yeah, exactly, and I'm like, I have a note. It could be championship picture, maybe, but I don't think. I think you can just go ahead and mark that out because I think they're going to be her lackey.
By the way, side note, one of the two of those from the Iconics is freaking gorgeous. Have you noticed?
They're both.
They're both, yeah.
One of them's like, I think is more attractive.
You think Peyton Royce
Peyton
is
Royce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
gorgeous.
exactly. I guess the
I like
next
Australian accents.
the next question.
That's why he likes making them.
What
She's out here.
She's not Australian.
Doesn't matter. He likes accents. Shut up. Just go along with it.
What are the plans for Becky Lynch? She's
Sit back on the backstage.
There are none. Here, let me tell you something.
I'm skipping this one.
No,
I'm still too angry.
look
I refuse to
at
vote.
how many women just got put onto SmackDown.
exactly.
There are no plans for Becky in this.
She should leave.
She is too buried on the roster right now.
Oh, I'm so glad we're getting into this conversation.
She is too buried on the roster right now with all. You have the Iconics. There's going to be a major angle with Paige and Absolution on SmackDown. You've got Carmella with the belt. You have Charlotte. I think Charlotte is going to play background because I think they're going to keep her tucked away because WrestleMania 35, the projected matchup that closed the show, first ever women's main event, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. So Charlotte around December, maybe Survivor Series going into the Royal Rumble, will start to heat up maybe. I'm thinking Charlotte's going to win the Rumble and challenge Ronda for the belt because I think Ronda will probably get the strap by the end of the year.
Okay, so this is the one that I know Steve and I had talked incredible lengths about Asuka. Because let's go ahead and kill this real early. I don't agree with what they did to her. They pretty much buried her. There is.
I have not said a fucking
know.
word. I've not said a fucking word after they said something about Becky Lynch, and I refuse to discuss anything about Becky Lynch because I'm way too pissed about it.
Right.
Okay, well,
And then
hang on. So, your thing is with Asuka. My thing with her is I think her mystique is gone.
Right, and that's exactly where I'm going with that. Also, the point doesn't make sense, especially now with the draft being over with. Charlotte, you will beat Asuka, which is fine, day at WrestleMania. But you're gonna turn around and lose it the next Tuesday.
She was jumped, but the moment was made to look weaker than intended because the referee botched the cash-in.
Oh yeah.
There was a very long wait before the
Right.
cash-in.
Yep.
The ref fucked that up.
I'm fine. She is like 48 hours removed from fighting the hardest match she's had in quite some time. She gets jumped by the Iconics. Down comes Carmella. Carmella does hit her finisher, the super kick. Gets the pin. I'm okay with the way Charlotte lost the belt.
But then what
It
do you do
would've
with
looked-
Asuka? That's the whole thing. You're leaving.
Well, I think Asuka
More
is
personnel.
supposed to tag with Charlotte against the Iconics.
Another question though. This leads me to believe that they are trying to build the tag team division for the women.
Wouldn't surprise me. Absolution, Iconics, Charlotte and Asuka, possibly.
The plan, from what I have heard on the rag mags on the internet,
Tag match.
they do plan to start a women's tag team division. Now, when and where, I don't know, but they do have enough women to do this.
Right.
The question is, how many of the mainstay women are you going to lock into the tag division and take them out of singles action?
Also, side note.
That is probably where they're going to throw Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She will
that's another
likely-
fucking jobber.
She will likely tag with Naomi or somebody else, and they will probably play enhancement talent in the tag team division. Does it suck? Yeah, because Becky is being abused because of her accent, because Kevin Dunn flat out just doesn't like the way she talks, and Kevin Dunn's a piece of shit anyway, so Bucky Beaver motherfucker.
Oh, I'm not talking right now. You can keep going.
Okay.
I'm just trying not to say things. Listen,
I thought you said you weren't talking.
I can't hold my
Tongue.
opinions anymore. What's happening to Becky Lynch is damn near criminal. She's way better than Carmella and most of the people up there, in my opinion. She is a good worker, and in my opinion, her accent is lovely. I'd love to listen to her talk. I could listen to her talk for an entire SmackDown on commentary. It'd be better than Byron Saxton. So,
Damn.
argue that fucking point with me. That whole team gets carried by fucking Corey Graves. He is literally that fucking announce team. Tom Phillips isn't bad either, but literally, like, just they're trying, like, what they do with the announcing team. They try and pull like what they did with JR and King, where King would always root for the heels, and JR would talk shit about him rooting for the heels. But Byron Saxton doesn't have a backbone and won't fucking say anything, and is a pussyfoot little bitch, and won't talk shit back to Corey Graves. I'm like, he sits there and like Corey Graves will say something, and Byron's like, "Oh, that's stupid." He's like, "Shut up, Byron." You blah blah blah. And he doesn't say anything back. I'm like, "Say something, pussy! Come on, otherwise don't talk."
There is also, I've
Also,
also
Becky
heard
Lynch is
rumors
awesome.
that Booker T's coming back to the announce position
No.
for Raw.
He is.
Why? He
Here's
sucks
the
too.
thing.
I like Coach better.
Your little jabs aside from what I'm about to say. Call up Nigel.
Why not?
The man knows his shit. He can call a good wrestling match. You say something stupid, I will bury you on this podcast.
Easy, Jim.
Please.
Go ahead.
I will make the John Cena match look tame.
Anyway,
But you have somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing down in NXT. Granted, the other one can't get called back up because he has issues.
Yeah.
So and I wasn't really a big fan of him when he was on SmackDown the first run.
Morrow.
And he was mid.
He came off to me as trying too hard.
He was trying
Just
to.
like
he was
Mike,
trying to.
like
just-
Mike Adamley.
He was trying to.
No, he's better than Adam Lee.
Okay.
A dead sock
Okay.
puppet is better than
Okay.
Mike Adams.
He
I
was.
was
I feel like he was trying to be JR with. He just.
You can't be
come on
JR. There's only one.
He wants to have the catchphrase.
in the chemistry.
He wants to have all that mystique that was here.
You're
not
not
gonna
shit on
replace
Ronaldo, whatever his fucking name is, and then everybody's like, "Who's such a good announcer? What are you shitting on him for?"
Well, it's because he was being bullied, apparently.
Here's the thing.
I don't know, sure.
He's better than JBL.
He's really fucking good when your other two options were JBL and Brian fucking Saxton.
Yeah, that was a terrible. That was a terrible trio. You
So-
picked three people that are just not very good.
I mean,
You get rid of Saxton. I mean, I hate Michael Cole, but he's not as bad as he used to be. So I
the
can
list.
I can semi tolerate Michael Cole, but you gotta get rid of Byron Saxton. I don't know how you get rid of him.
You want to see
But-
what SmackDown.
Booker T is not the. What are you doing over there?
I'm looking at his phone. Chill.
He
Keep
wants
talking.
he wants to see the list for the shakeup.
Keep talking.
Oh, look at his list. He's got a big list.
That's his notes. I need the actual list of
He's got his
superstars.
whole list on there.
Well, keep talking. Shut up.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't think Byron Saxton should be an announcer anymore.
Okay, cool.
He doesn't give off the J.R. King vibe that we're looking for. And I feel like at this point, ever since J.R. and King both went away, that's what we've been looking for
They
from
came back to
announcers.
radio.
They dust them off for a big event ever so often.
And then they fall asleep during cruiserweight matches. Can't argue with that point.
No.
I would like to bring up what I think they're trying to emulate with the commentary team. So, I want you to look at Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football.
Chris Collinsworth?
No.
Your best friend?
Collinsworth can go get sodomized by a friend.
Well, we're not having Chris Collinsworth on the podcast.
Good. But no, before Sunday night, Monday Night Football, you have Tony Dungy, Rodney Harrison, and the other guy that get like the pregame.
Who's the other guy?
I can't remember his
It's
name.
some guy with glasses. His name escapes me at the moment, but
Dan Patrick.
That sounds right.
his Dan Patrick now. So, and then on Monday Night Football, you have like Randy Moss, you have Woodson, you have
Goodness gracious, who else do you have? You like
Aikman?
Aikman, I think's on there.
No, Aikman's an
No,
announcer for
Aikman.
Fox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's on Fox. Well, he's not anymore because Tony Romo took over his job.
No, he's on CBS.
but anyway,
Oh yeah, you're right.
you have these warm up guys. What do they do before the pay per views?
They have all these warm up guys.
They have warm up guys.
Yeah, but none of them are any good.
Now, hold on. When you get to the actual product, Raw and SmackDown, the way they are commentating Raw and SmackDown is exactly how, if you listen to a football game, they're not really emotionally invested.
Mhm.
They call what they see.
Mhm.
That is what they're having the announcers do.
I have two things. Number one, they need to get. I feel like they need to get a woman to replace Byron Saxton and coach, I guess, or Corey Grace, because Corey Grace does both shows. I would say you get a woman to be on for the women's matches to give a woman's perspective on it.
That's
I'm
it.
calling Renee Young because I like Renee Young. Who's the other one?
Got a little comment there,
No,
buddy?
no. Renee Young for SmackDown. Who's the other one that does
The lady that Finn Balor's dating?
the?
Yeah.
Kathy Kelly.
No, I don't remember her name, but she
Yeah, I
she
think it
does
is.
stuff with Renee Young.
I think it is Kathy Kelly.
I believe it is Kathy Kelly.
I'm pretty sure he's right.
Then she can do Raw. It'll be fine. You don't even watch SmackDown, I don't think.
I would.
I watched Hulu.
I watch.
I
all
think
of it.
if you're going to do that,
I
if this
DVR
is going to be some type of like first, if you're going to throw in a female announcer, it's going to be a former wrestler. I think that's going to be common.
Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix did the mixed match challenges.
Or you could do Lita.
I thought Lita did mixed match with JR.
No,
it was
Lita,
Beth Phoenix
Lita
scored
did
great.
the. I think Lita did the women's
Mae Young.
tournament. The tournament.
No,
Mae Young.
The Mae Young tournament.
Yeah, she did Mae Young with JR.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be good with Lita. And yes, we can have Nigel McGuinness replace Byron Saxton.
So, I mean, now that we kind of...
You're welcome. Even though he's
Shut your fucking mouth.
He's Dan Ambrose. Damn it, I can't even say the fucking joke.
Yeah, because Dean Ambrose is a joke.
Dean Ambrose is awesome.
Anyway, so kind of what switch gears because you talked about the women's champion, kind of talked about the SmackDown champion Styles and Nakamura.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but with Samoa Joe coming up and being on SmackDown,
Oh yeah.
as much as I would like to see it happen, I feel like Joe is going to be overlooked again.
Well, of course he is because he can't stay healthy.
Do you want to know why I think the SmackDown title match went the way it did at WrestleMania? There was a huge monkey wrench thrown into their plans a week before WrestleMania. Daniel fucking Bryan. I will put money down right now.
Prediction.
By SummerSlam. It's going to be a triple threat between those three. For the belt.
And it better be the final show, the final match on the fucking card. WWE, you fucked it once, don't fuck
The
it
thing
twice.
that sucks is, I think, because of Daniel coming back and getting cleared, they, being Styles and Nakamura, were not allowed to go out there and have their best match because they've actually got a longer plan. They're going to drag this out. You could, in theory, drag this out the rest of the year between the three of them.
Yeah,
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
But you have to get one match out of the way first. I want my payoff between Miz and
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Oh
Agreed.
yeah, definitely.
I
Agreed.
want my payoff to those two. Now, after that's out of the way, maybe they have like a 3-4 month run. Get you close to SummerSlam. Daniel veers off into the title hunt, which will probably still be Shinsuke and AJ.
Do you think the concussion thing was a bit of a work?
Yeah.
No.
To get so much. I mean, look how many storylines you now have with Daniel Bryan. You have at least 4. You got the triple threat stuff. You got the Miz stuff. You got him coming back from a concussion stuff. I mean, 3 personally.
Professional wrestling loves to use real life as storylines.
Yeah, they used it with Edge and Matt Hardy.
Yes. And I don't think Daniel Bryan voluntarily sat out
For 3 years.
for 3 years not wrestling.
Well, the other thing too is Daniel Bryan's contract was coming up as well.
And there's a event coming up called All In that they damn sure did not want him making his wrestling return at.
Because Daniel Bryan would have wrestled.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered.
He has made it very clear, had he not worked for WWE when his contract was up, he was going somewhere to wrestle.
Mhm.
And New Japan would have welcomed him with open arms.
Yep.
And he would have been the hottest thing not named CM Punk in a wrestling ring.
Mhm. And then he probably never came back to WWE.
Oh no. He would.
You wouldn't need to when you're selling out
Yeah.
and going to get the treatment that he was going to get there. They'd have treated him like a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it's going to suck because I think the person that's going to get the short end of the fucking stick in this is going to be Nakamura.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna be that way with Asuka.
You're going to see them hot dog the title between Styles, Daniel Bryan. Shinsuke might make a close run at
Do
it.
you think
Wait,
Nakamura?
hang on. I want to kind of throw this question out to you guys. Now, don't get me wrong, SummerSlam is one of the biggest pay-per-views. Do you think that they hold off and do Styles, Daniel Bryan at Mania next year?
I would prefer to see.
They gave it away on SmackDown. No, they have no
True.
intention.
No, but I mean, like, was it for the title though?
It doesn't matter.
No, it was just a
It
match.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
They pulled
Yeah.
a page out of WCW's book when WCW was giving away all these marquee matches on Nitro.
Yeah.
They gave you a WrestleMania quality match on fucking
Yeah,
SmackDown
you're right,
as a
you're right.
throwaway match.
They ended
And
up.
I don't know why.
Because they ruined the end of the match.
Yeah, because they didn't give you an
So-
actual match.
But-
They wanted.
But
they didn't
even
want to
then-
finish it.
I miss the booking to where you have two guys and they're kept apart
So Paul Heyman.
until the Paul Heyman
You want a Brock Lesnar match?
Paul Heyman booking, Sting Hogan.
No, because hang on. Explain to him. Paul Heyman and ECW had Taz and Sabu not touch each other
Like a
for
year.
a year.
And they were tag matches against each other.
He purposely made it to where they didn't touch each other until it was living dangerously. Or,
It was I don't know a
It
whole
was
lot
like-
about ECW, but
it was a pay-per-view.
what I'm saying is you don't get you had no reason to throw this match on SmackDown. I don't care if there is a faulty finish in the match. No, that is something you guys have trouble selling out SmackDowns. I get it. This would sell tickets.
Mhm.
This would sell tickets anywhere in planet fucking Earth, universe, galaxy, wherever. Save it! Save it. Daniel Bryan, the game has changed over 3 years. There is a list of motherfuckers to throw him against. You could throw him against Joe. You could throw him against Ziggler if he would have stayed. Jeff Hardy, I think, could give him a good match. There's all these other matches. You didn't have to go straight to the equivalent of Goldberg Hogan in terms of draw power.
Yeah,
I mean,
Goldberg
that's
did
mine.
okay.
I ran on that one long enough, and I'm sorry. But Zach, what do you have for the next one?
Really, we've talked about enough of SmackDown. Let's go back to Raw.
Do we have to?
I know we don't.
Yes. Stop it.
Nia Jax to start there. What do you guys see? How long do you think she has before she loses it?
I hope she holds on to it for as long as possible just to make Zach angry. No.
I'd say SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, but I don't know who takes it from her.
I have an idea.
I don't give her till SummerSlam. I don't think her as a babyface will be a long title run. Heel, I could see a long run. Babyface, I see 3 months, and she's going to drop that belt to Ember Moon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's who. Okay.
It will.
I forgot about
It will
Ember
be Ember Moon.
Who turns her heel?
Maybe the winner of the Sasha Bailey feud could get the belt. But I think
Hopefully it's Bailey, because Sasha can't hold on to a belt.
there is another wild card that
Oh,
could
shit.
get. There is another wild card that could get thrown into this.
Nikki Cross. No, that's right. We can't get Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross is challenging Shayna Baszler.
And is going to lose.
I
If
honestly
she
think.
wins, I'll cry.
I think they're going to call up Shayna Baszler earlier,
Ooh.
which sucks because when Mike and I switched our predictions, that's one of the ones he picked, and I think he's going to be right on that one. But I think Shayna's going to get called up to the main roster, and I think a Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax match would have interest and can go because you're having unstoppable force and movable object. Not SummerSlam
I think
worthy,
I
but
think
Money to
I think Shayna versus Ronda would be a SummerSlam match. They're
But
both on the same, they're both on Raw.
Yeah, but they're
Well,
both
Shayna
part of-
could be on Raw.
But Shayna's part of the Four Horsemen.
I don't
Cares?
think that's
So are Sasha and Bailey.
No, like
The UFC
Hey,
version.
yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
it doesn't matter though. It's WWE. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
I agree, but I don't.
We had
honestly
the
know.
triple threat match, and all three of them were the Four Horsemen women of WWE.
Yeah.
Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte. They're all freaking friends. They still booked it so that they fought each other. All you have to do is turn one of them heel.
with the pay-per-views being dual branded. I did want to get this question in,
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's gonna be a big issue.
but now hold on now. Who do you guys think wins the Money in the Banks? Because there's likely
4 of them?
4. So we'll do one at a time. We'll start with the female. We'll go SmackDown, Money in the Bank
Female SmackDown Money in the Bank.
winner.
Winner?
Not the participants because that could get kind of
Oh my god, that could be a nightmare.
that could get hairy.
Peyton Royce. I'm gonna go Peyton Royce.
Zach.
I'm gonna push.
It's not who you're gonna push because if it were me, it'd be Becky Lynch. But Peyton Royce.
That's who I was gonna say, Becky. I
Becky's
really.
not gonna win it.
You don't know that.
Listen. I want you to be right, Zach. I really, really, really do. But she's not gonna win it because Colin doesn't want to be happy. So sad.
So you think Becky is
I
going to win?
think she does, and I think
We get a
that-
heel turn out of this?
I would really think so.
Please, Lord.
I would hope so because I don't know.
You want my honest opinion on that? I don't think Becky Lynch is even on the card. I don't think she's on the card by Money in the Bank.
She may not be in the company by Money in the Bank.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm thinking.
Steven, who do you suspect to be?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
Well, we didn't know who was going to win the World Series,
Well,
but you still predicted that.
If you want to take a second to think, I'll give mine if you want to think on
Yeah,
yours.
I don't.
His list is here.
I'm going to say Mandy Rose wins, or somebody from Absolute.
Did that hurt?
That was what I was gonna say.
It's not like you
Ironically,
can't
no.
agree.
There's not a, yeah, if you think the same as I do, then we could agree on it. But
No.
I think that'll be a big storyline with Paige.
That's actually a good idea. I think that's not a bad idea. Because of them being on the same show. But I don't know.
Did you have an additional reason as to why Mandy? Or Sonya?
I also think it'd be Mandy.
More marketable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have to be careful there, though.
How so?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I want him to go into how so.
Well,
think
you have
about
to
it.
think, Sonya Deville is openly
Who cares?
Yeah.
politically correct. I'm sure WWE wants to give her an opportunity.
She's on the show.
Well, actually, homie, he's onto something because when Darren Young came out as being openly gay,
Uh-huh.
not that there's anything wrong with being gay,
No.
No.
but he was kind of used for a little bit, and then he just kind of,
Fell off the
faded away.
And I think that's what they do with Sonya, honestly.
I do think you're right that if they were to break up, that would be the one that would get the unfortunate Marty Jannetty tag, that would fade off into the sunset.
Yeah, but I see Mandy Rose being more marketable. I also see them using the Absolution as part of it.
They would be intelligent too.
Yeah. It could be interesting if they're doing the women's tag title belts, and nobody we just said except for maybe Becky Lynch would be relevant because they're not going to give it to tag champions.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So we'll go Raw Women's Money in the Bank.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I gotta look at this now. Ronda Rousey. I think she'll win it. It'd be a good way to cash her in.
I had thought Ronda too, but then I got to thinking that doesn't really fit the character.
Yeah.
That's not, Ronda doesn't need to be an opportune cash-in person.
Yeah. Probably not, but why not?
From Raw, I think Alexa wins Money in the Bank. Because I think that would fit her character as the sneaky. But I think that the problem might be, it might be too close to Carmella's run with Money in the Bank. So maybe not Alexa. I think I just talked myself out of Alexa Bliss.
Maybe Natty.
No.
I'm gonna say Bailey.
That's believable.
I'm gonna say Bailey wins Money in the Bank.
I'm going to say Ruby Riott.
I can see that too.
Because I could see if Ember Moon wins at SummerSlam.
I don't think Ruby's even the most marketable of the three. I think Liv Morgan's probably the more marketable.
Wrestling's still.
No. Ruby is by far the best of that three.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
don't
even.
know. I like Sarah
Look,
Logan.
I love Sarah Logan. I'm not necessarily a fan of how they've portrayed her as what she was on the Indies. I understand what she did on the Indies because there's no fucking way that is appearing on WWE television. No, sir. No way. Not happening.
Now I'm interested to watch.
If after this, there's some choice words and some violence we can't really go into on this podcast, but she wrestled under the name of Crazy Mary Dobson on the independent scene, and she did a lot of crazy shit, and I really fell in love with what she was doing there, and it sucked because when they were talking about Sister Abigail and who it was going to be, when I had heard they signed Sarah Logan or Mary Dobson, I was like, well, shit. She is the... If you were to draw up what Sister Abigail was going to be, it would be her. That was a dead ringer.
And then it ended up being...
It ended up being Dre with a fucking nylon stocking on his head and makeup. But
it was Bray and drag.
And I think they pissed the Sister Abigail thing away. But Sarah Logan could have been a damn fine Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
But I think Ruby back on topic here, Ruby is probably the best of the three. So I agree. I think Zach's got a good pick there.
I agree with Zach. I'm gonna go with Ruby.
Oh, I already made one.
I feel like with the character that she is portraying, I can see her winning it. I don't necessarily want to say that she will successfully cash it in, but it will develop her into see what she can do as a singles competitor in WWE. I already know that she's, a great worker on the indies and anything like that. But as far as what she can do in WWE, if they allow her to,
She can go.
she can
We're
go.
in for some surprises.
Sarah Logan, she can go to, but Liv Morgan,
Not so much.
I mean,
Attractive.
she's very attractive, but I just
Didn't want him sitting there in the corner like, she's fine.
she is fine, but
Good lord.
We'll stay on Raw. Raw Men's Money in the Bank winner.
I need your book. Well, I need it.
I gotta look it up on my phone. As well.
I've got. I'll go ahead and do mine.
Drew McIntyre.
God damn it!
I got a little bit of
Sorry.
breaking news here.
What?
Pacers are about to go up 3-1 on the Cavs.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the score?
It's 91-89 late in the fourth. I don't know the exact time, but I just wanted to get that out there. So
Okay.
you had said
Drew McIntyre.
Drew Mac. I hope you're fucking right. I really do.
Yeah.
I love me some Drew McIntyre,
I think he's gonna win it. I think that's how he gets the title belt.
and I'm okay with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong
Dilly
with
dilly, good pick.
that. No. That's what I do.
I'm gonna go with Finn Balor because I think he finally gets an opportunity to go attempt to get a title that he never lost back.
He won't get it.
I'm just saying. I'm hoping that's what happens.
Steven?
Steve? I was originally going to say Braun Strowman, but that doesn't. He doesn't need the. He doesn't need that. He can win on his own.
Who you got?
Sometime this month.
there's just too many people to pick, honestly. There's swerves that can happen.
Well, here's the best part. You only have to pick one.
I want to say Drew McIntyre just because he's supposed to get the Roman push.
Supposed to, deserves to.
Yeah, supposed to, deserves to. But I can also see them giving it to Roman.
Oh God.
Money in the Bank?
Yep.
If he already has a fucking title, they won't give it to him.
He might. Who knows?
But we don't
Way
know.
Vince books it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! If he has both, that would be the stupidest
I
thing they've
think-
ever done.
You guys are close on who wins. I'm going to take the guy he's protecting. I'm taking Dolph Ziggler to win Money in the Bank.
Again? Fair enough.
Keep in mind, there's another individual that they're trying to erase out of history, and he's got some records they need to get rid of.
Oh, you mean CM Punk, the great one?
I think Lesnar's going to beat the streak with the belt, and I think at some point they're just going to
He did just pass Chuck too.
etch-a-sketch everything that was CM Punk. So, but I do think, and this would be really good because I think Dolph Ziggler is on Raw now with a fresh start. He's got the Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels bodyguard thing going on with Big Daddy Cool McIntyre. So I think this will at least lead them to either a tag team run. There is some type of title run in their future. Now I don't know what one, but the course that the book looks like it's going is there is title opportunities to be had in their future.
Alright. SmackDown? I'm going to go super gutsy on this one. Jeff Hardy.
Ooh.
All right, we'll get the SmackDown roster.
This might sound crazy, maybe even asinine,
Let's hear it.
Samoa Joe.
For SmackDown?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset with it.
Interesting. Steven?
Daniel Bryan.
That was the quickest that was record time.
I still think Daniel Bryan. He would be a two-timer. And I think that's how you get the triple threat match.
I'm going to go. This is how they split up the New Day. I'm going to take Big E. Wins Money in the Bank.
There you go.
I feel like Kofi would have been a better on the 3.
I-
Kofi at this point probably deserves at least one main event,
Ironically enough, he only needs one title to be a Grand Slam champion.
and that would be the heavyweight.
Yeah.
Well, the
that's
way
it.
they're going.
No,
he's-
I'm serious.
it's-
Like,
it's-
I'm not.
it's in
I'm
his
serious.
favor.
He is.
The way they're going, he's
It
the
is-
Money in the Bank
It
champion.
is
here, so-
advantage Kofi.
Yeah.
But I think Big E is the most well-rounded of the 3. I would take Big E to be the one that goes on to have success out of the 3. Not saying that their other 2 are going to be bad on their own. I think
He
they could.
was an NXT champion.
I think
too.
they could
know
be-
that one.
I think they could be very good on their own.
It's weird because I feel like outside of Xavier, the other 2 have been there for like freaking
Kofi's been
like
there for at least 10
forever.
years.
Well, even Big E was there when AJ Lee was there, and that feels like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
but Kofi was there before.
For like another lifetime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like before Big E.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Kofi was there
He
in
was
like
08
08 or 9.
07.
Yes.
Something like that. It's been
Zach,
a long time.
question for you.
Okay.
Who do you think is the male main event going into WrestleMania next year
The male main event, like
for Raw?
for Raw. Oh God. Challenger for Reigns.
I would agree Reigns is probably going to be the champion.
You know,
Unfortunately.
I can't deny this man because face it, whether you hate him, whether you love him, Seth Rollins. I truly think Seth Rollins was on a barn burner all the way up to WrestleMania, even through WrestleMania. At some point in time, I do believe that Seth Rollins is going to hold that title. And it might be at WrestleMania.
I think Rollins will fight a Shield member, but I think it's going to be an Ambrose, the one he was supposed to get at WrestleMania before the injury. I think the main event, well, maybe not the close out the show main, but Lashley, Roman will probably. If Lashley sticks around and they actually decide to put effort into him.
I
Yes.
think that'll be SummerSlam.
I have heard Lesnar, Lashley for SummerSlam.
But if Roman beats Lesnar in Saudi Arabia,
I will agree with you with a Drew McIntyre cash-in.
Agree with me on what?
I agree with you on Lashley and Roman at WrestleMania, but whoever wins gets cashed in on by Drew McIntyre. And he wins it all.
I would love to see Drew win. I really do.
We haven't seen it in a while. Somebody cashed in at WrestleMania. 31 when
31.
Rollins cashed in? That was the last time. It was
well,
in the main event.
well, that was the first time it's ever been done.
And the only time. I think it should do it again. And if McIntyre turns heel, that'd be perfect.
Let
And
me.
he's already kind of heel.
This will kind of close out what I have. I have picks and stuff and such, but this is what I feel that a lot of us. This is going to be very highly debatable. Who's leaving? Because on my short list right now, Asuka, Nakamura, Becky, Bayley, Sonya, Mickey, Finn, Breeze, Fandango, Gable, Jeff Hardy, Ty Dillinger, maybe Sasha.
Are leaving the company.
They're gonna be phased out. That, to me, Bayley is probably the number one phase out if they can't figure out what to do with her.
I
They
don't
know
think.
they know what to do with her. They're just not going to pull the trigger on it. Yes. What do you want?
Why is Finn Balor gonna get phased out?
He's Irish, just like fucking Becky Lynch.
Balor's fucking over.
So is Becky Lynch. Don't argue that Becky Lynch isn't fucking over.
Not as much as Balor.
Don't fucking disrespect.
I don't think
her.
Balor leaves. I don't think Sasha leaves.
Becky leaves. I can guarantee you Becky's going by the
I would be willing to bet Bayley leaves because Dakota Kai.
don't even think that. I think they just get rid of her because she's not. Here's the thing: she's over-ish, and her character, if they used her NXT character, would be phenomenal.
Dakota Kai.
But they won't use her. No, I don't think Dakota Kai is going to have any more success than Bayley.
But Dakota Kai is Bayley.
No, what I'm saying is, Dakota Kai is going to have the same problem Bayley is, and she's going to struggle, and she's going to be phased out too.
Okay, but
Because they
what
will
I'm
not
saying,
play
though,
that
is
type of character.
You don't need two characters played by the same people.
I don't know. We got Mick Foley playing three characters at one point. I think we could. I
Have you-
think we could suffice.
Have you seen Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley? 'Cause
They're the same thing.
They're about to be the same person, only
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
they're not above doing it. And the other thing is Absolution and
Riot Squad.
And Riot Squad are the exact same thing.
Exact same thing.
Yeah. They're the exact same thing. They can. You know, it would be a smart idea, kind of a smart idea. Put them in a tag team together. And
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Actually.
put them as a tag team.
Jobbers.
Pretty much.
The Hug Edition.
The
But see, that's
the hugger team.
That's what I feel that if you're gonna give Becky, because she's Irish, you're gonna give Finn about the same thing. Why has it taken so long to get him back to the Universal Championship that he never lost?
Because Raw is stacked with main eventers.
Mhm.
Also, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think Asuka's going to go anywhere.
I think she will. She'll go back to Japan.
Here's the thing. On Raw, you have a main eventer holding the mid-card title.
Mm-hmm.
On this roster, if you're going to come to the top of the mountain, you have to overcome Rollins, Lesnar, Roman, Lashley, possibly John Cena. Who else is on? Miz is on SmackDown.
SmackDown now.
I think Baron Corbin's going to get a repackaged push on Raw.
Yep.
The other thing, I mean, it's just going to be too hard to overcome that. You're going to have too many guys that are locked into the top spot. But I will say, if you've paid attention to the draft, it appears, now whether they stay on this or not, they have put a new commitment towards rebuilding the tag division. Because let me point out,
After what they did to Braun Strowman, or that whole Braun Strowman thing.
yeah, that match was a fucking joke. and we're not-
Oh man.
No,
Good Lord, what a waste
Look
of
at
time.
this. For the men's, you put the Good Brothers on SmackDown. That's a tag team.
Mhm.
You have
The Bar.
the Bar, but I think they're going to be there to split up.
Uh-huh.
You already have the Usos, the New Day, the Bludgeon Brothers. There's a pretty good core on SmackDown. Raw, they put the seeds for American Alpha to get back together.
Yeah, because they realized that particular gimmick failed miserably.
The Authors of Pain,
Ugh.
Fashion Police,
Don't forget Sanity's in SmackDown.
Sanity's on SmackDown, good call. Drew and Ziggler, The Ascension, The Revival, the Wokens, I guess that might be what they're called. There's a lot of tag teams to be had for this division.
I think Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt go on a decently long title run too.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since the
The bar's
projected
gone.
plan did not happen. They had actually discussed, and this didn't happen yet, and I hope it doesn't happen, because I don't want to see this rivalry go on any longer, is have Bray turn on Matt and be the leader of Sanity.
No. God dang it.
But Sanity went to another planet.
Yeah.
Bray stayed on Raw. Here's my. I think Bray and Matt Hardy are really similar to what happened with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah.
Actually, they're probably.
They're literally
I
identicals.
Worked out well for the Bar. They went on to win multiple tag team championships. They were very decorated as tag team performers. I think you could get something similar out of Bray and Matt. Maybe this will be something to help refreshen a very stale Bray Wyatt.
Agreed. I don't see. Yeah, I don't know. I like Bray. I like Bray's character. I don't even think he was. It wasn't that he was stale. It's that WWE just failed to book him like they should. Especially with the Sister Abigail stuff, that completely blew up in their face.
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
Well,
their, here's the thing.
payoff.
It wasn't necessarily their fault because Bray got sick at a bad time, but they could have done something way different and had an actual woman come up and play Sister Abigail instead of having
Very
Bray
awesome.
be in drag. That made no sense. But overall, I like the direction they're going with Bray and Matt. I think that's a good tag team, and they're fun. They're fun to watch. It's really entertaining. They'll do something, and Matt will be like, "Wonderful!" and start clapping, and Bray will clap, and then all the crowd claps, so they're over. And I think everybody wants Bray to do well. I think his character is good. I think it's a good character to build with, and Matt Hardy's thing is good to build with. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I don't want to turn. I just want them to split cleanly and for Bray to go somewhere. After they've won a title. I'd like for them to win the tag titles. And then he goes somewhere. Maybe he goes on. Maybe he can win the Grand Slam championships next. And get IC and US. If he hasn't already. He hasn't won any of
Who,
them.
Bray?
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
only won the main
Cody
title.
and-
Yeah. And then in
And tag team. He was tag team champions with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he does. Oh, good lord. That ended in one of the worst freaking matches of WrestleMania history.
How are we doing on time, by the way?
We're at 40. I can't read from here. It's a small number.
Shocking.
Shut up, jackass. Can you read it?
No, I'm
Yeah,
further away
fuck
from
you.
you.
Well, I just had a couple more things. I'll make sure we have time to get it in.
Probably.
Do you guys feel that Ronda's going to get the push that maybe everybody believed Asuka should have got? Because I don't foresee Ronda losing the rest of the year.
My thing with Ronda, and I've discussed this with Steve, and I don't know what you guys feel, but I feel that Ronda's going to be a special attraction like Lesnar. She doesn't have to hold the title, because why would she? She's already got star power for days. She doesn't need it.
Yeah.
My prediction is, at WrestleMania 35, Charlotte and Ronda fight and there's no title involved. That'll be the main event.
I think the belt is on the line for those two.
I mean, you can say that, but Brock Lesnar's had a title for over a year that he apparently doesn't need, and doesn't even fucking bother to defend.
Ronda
so.
or Brock Lesnar? Who the...
You're almost talking about exact equals.
I don't think
The only
so.
thing that's different is the gender.
I think Ronda's more star powered than Brock is.
They're,
But she's still going to get a title.
but I
She
think
knows
they're
she
both
is.
going to be billed as killing machines. I
glad
will
she's
be
on
interested
Raw.
to see how they take the belt. I really have concerns about if Ronda ever goes heel, because these will be squashes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to have anybody be able to go remotely toe to toe with Ronda.
No.
She'll probably be fed worker after worker.
Yeah, that'll be people that come in for like $500 here. Go get beat up by Ronda.
Well,
Rousey.
not even just that. I think it'll eventually be like Sasha's, Bailey's, Natalia's, stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
Mickey James. Start feeding them into Ronda.
She'll eventually beat Nia Jax.
I do think Nia Jax. I could see Nia Jax losing that to Ronda Rousey, actually, now that we've got onto this. But there's also Ember Moon. Would you do Ember Moon versus Ronda Rousey?
I don't know.
Or
There's
would that
two
be-
completely different match
Would
styles.
that be too similar to Ember and Shayna Baszler?
Yes. I don't think that's a good idea. That's why I think that it would make more sense for Ronda to win the Money in the Bank and just cash it in on Ember, and that's how she gets the title. And then they can ship Ember to SmackDown, or they can, I don't know, write her off for a fake injury or something. I don't freaking know. Make them something. They can do something. But I think it would be really difficult to book a match with those two and not make it seem like they're just pawning off of NXT. Rather just have like Ember lose, or actually have Ember lose to some random person and then have the person get cashed in on. Something like that. Gotta have something. Or cash in on a triple threat and have them beat somebody else.
What do you foresee happening with John Cena?
He retires. Maybe they do one more match between Undertaker and Cena at 35 and then they're done.
I
So
don't
they
think
both
there's
retired.
any interest.
I don't know. There's definitely none from that corner of the table. So
I mean, here's the thing though. They had the match. It wasn't like Cena went out and lost a close match. He went out and got killed. You're telling me, at Undertaker's age, keep in mind, if this is at WrestleMania 35, you're adding on another year to an already old Undertaker. You really think him and his plastic hips are taking an STF? Do you think he could withstand multiple attitude adjustments?
I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I'm saying that it's WWE and they'll milk Undertaker for all it's worth until he finally just says, "Fuck it, I'm out." And Undertaker is too proud to just quit.
I honestly think the match you get at WrestleMania 35 is Undertaker Goldberg.
No. Yes, but no. Goldberg, that would be a squash match, and it would be absolutely unrealistic for Undertaker to beat Goldberg, in my opinion.
It was really unrealistic for him to job out John Cena too.
And who gives a shit? It's John Cena.
I'm just saying, but look at it from that perspective. The only real big marquee matchup, because Taker didn't want to do business with Sting and Sting got hurt, Goldberg is one of the only ones that they have that hasn't.
Undertaker's going to win that match because they're not going to let a WCW.
No, they won't. They won't.
They won't do it. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's a good idea. I think Goldberg would be smart to stay retired. And
I don't think
Undertaker needs to be retired. I was okay with him coming back for one more match because I felt like he needed to go off on a win. The match itself was kind of meh. The build-up was more exciting than the actual match, like I said before. And I just don't... I don't want to see... Honestly, I think I've gotten my fill of Undertaker matches. I'm good. He can retire.
I think you're going to get one more. You're going to get one more.
I'm not saying I'm not going to. I'm just saying I don't want one more. I'm good. 34 was good. That was fine.
I do think Cena. I think at WrestleMania 35 is when Cena breaks Flair's record.
I don't think he'll do it.
I think he retires. I think he loses for the belt. There was actually a running rumor that Undertaker gets the belt, the heavyweight title belt, and then it's a career versus record match. So basically, if Undertaker loses, he retires. It's like Cena gets the title, and then if he loses the match to Taker, he has to retire. But it's something like that. I'm not really sure exactly what it was, but basically, we get Cena versus Taker for the heavyweight title, which I went no.
I think you're.
No.
I honestly think it's going to be in Goldberg versus Undertaker at 35, and Cena at some point will be involved in a title match. It might be, and they might do it at SummerSlam or at Survivor Series. One of the big four, he gets the memorable break Flair's record. I've made more peace with it now because once he hit 16, I knew it was a matter of time before he hit 17.
I could see him cashing that at the Rumble.
Yeah, I think you're going to get one pay-per-view where I think Cena's going to finally do it.
Well, that's where he tied the record.
Was that the Rumble?
Was that the
That's a
Rumble?
good call.
Because he tied it against AJ Styles. And it was a hell of a match, too. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. We've seen that twice. I'd love to see Styles and Cena again. They had two good matches. Because they had one at SummerSlam as well.
I wouldn't mind seeing kind of like a reverse passing of the torch, Braun and Cena.
We can go into an hour-long discussion about how many titles Braun Strowman currently deserves and how many he's gotten. He's up to maybe, I would say he deserves at least 4 titles. Because he should have won several times against Brock and good lord.
Okay, so to kind of wrap this up
Ridiculous.
a little bit, I want one bold prediction from each of you.
Bold prediction.
Something bold, something that you don't really think that could happen, but it might, just depending upon.
I mean, if you want to go bold, I think what you said about Becky Lynch winning Money in the Bank is bold. Probably the boldest question I've ever heard. I love it. I'd like to see it happen. Bold. Cena breaks Ric Flair's record by the end of the year.
Oh, me? Triple H gets complete control of WWE.
Please let that happen.
Roman wins the title.
Well, that's not bold.
Have you seen the way they booked him? They put him with children.
Oh, that's true.
That's
He
bold.
already has won a title. He won the tag title.
The singles title.
One that's
No.
gonna.
Not.
Actually means something.
Yeah. Not a throwaway.
I don't think we get the match that we all thought we were going to get at WrestleMania. I think it's going to need to be Charlotte, Ronda, Asuka
At one of the main four.
at WrestleMania.
So you're going to do next.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, going into 35.
Oh, good lord, I didn't realize we were going that far.
Well, Russell, this is kind of like the fiscal year for WWE.
Yeah. New fiscal year.
So I think that's good. It's a good wrapping point, guys.
Yeah.
Colin, you want to send us out here?
I guess. We're gonna go record we're gonna go watch the Avengers, and then we're gonna record it next week, and we'll release it at some point. So
We
look
will
for
have
that.
spoilers.
Spoilers will be it'll literally be tagline spoilers, Four Corners Podcast. I'm gonna make sure that nobody watches that and puts in the comments, well, I didn't know what you were gonna be talking about. So you have been warned. You've been warned, and you will be warned again. Do not watch unless you've already watched the movie. But we're looking forward to that because I think that one and that one will have a lot to talk about. Not that one because he likes DC better. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway. So, for everybody here at the Four Corners Podcast, I'm Colin,
I'm Zach.
Steven.
Scott.
and we will see you next time.